Now we're going to switch over, and I do want to extend my thanks because all of you did send questions or answers to our questions back in for our chamber publication. And if you haven't seen it yet, that publication is out, and I know we mailed you copies, and if you need additional copies, stop down by, we've got some more. But I'm going to ask some specific questions to each one of you about some of the answers that you gave, and this is just a question for, I'm going to start with Mr. Serhienko, I believe we're back to you. And you talked about a number of different things in your answers, but one of the things that we saw in yours that interested us, you said a vibrant, people-friendly downtown and strip that is safe, attractive, and appealing to visitors and residents alike. And we're really curious, what does this look like? And please, if you have some specifics, we'd like to hear them. And then how do you propose to make this a reality, including maybe some of the funding options?
Good question. Well, the downtown, if you've been watching or looking at it, you see that the city has been already doing much work in the south side. You see parks and benches and all sorts of accommodations for people and hopefully tourists. One of the things that needs to be addressed yet, and it's something that I intend to pursue, and that's the crossing of the streets. It's a very difficult thing at this point. Traffic flows pretty fast on Main Street, and for the older people, it becomes a problem. Parking is free on the south side, and this is usually where they park, so this is something that needs to be addressed. But if you just take a good look at Mandan, and you will see benches and places to sit and relax. I mean, and they put up picnic tables in the park in the summer. I mean, it's really a friendly environment. As far as taking it out onto the strip, well, if you've been paying any attention, there is a process right now where they're doing a survey of the businesses and the people of Mandan to see what they would like. And of course, some of the things on the list were bicycle paths, walking paths, resting areas, which would be small little parks, maybe, you know, a bench or something, a place where you could sit down. Maybe some trees along the boulevard, you know, just to generally make things seem more friendly, rather than a road going down the middle of a bunch of businesses on either side. And there are other things that have been proposed. We're talking stables for horseback riding. Can you imagine coming to Bismarck and staying, or Mandan, staying in a hotel, and taking a trip on a trolley and seeing the Custer House and some of the history down there, and maybe riding some horses on the strip in Mandan? I mean, these things are all possible. You just have to think outside the box. You have to be ready to pursue them, and you have to plan them safely for the people. They have to be able to protect the community.
All right, thank you very much. Ms. Frank, among the questions that you answered, or the answers we have to your questions, one that we were very curious about is where you talked about being committed to making Mandan a magnet for new residents, retail, and restaurants. Obviously, those 2 or 3 issues have been key among the things that have been talked about over the last few years in Mandan. How do you propose to move forward on those particular issues?
Well, I think Mandan's well on its way already to becoming a magnet. We've got quite a few things in place right now that are pretty attractive to those that are on the outside looking in, or those that are here that are paying attention to them. I think when it comes to retail specifically, some of the things that are really attractive in Mandan right now are some of the subsidies that are available for business owners. I had the opportunity to talk to the owner of the donut store in Bismarck, excuse me, and had the opportunity to make him aware of a relatively new incentive for businesses that would attract them or magnetize them, and that is the rent subsidy that's available for restaurants and retailers. And so sharing that information is showcasing how our community is already trying to become that magnet. When it comes to restaurants, the same thing. I think retail and restaurants go hand in hand, providing them with the information that they need to get going, the encouragement that they need. There are plenty of surveys out, whether it was with the Mandan Tomorrow Plan, or it's Memorial Highway study going on right now, or if it's just the bulletin that comes out with our water bills. The studies essentially ask a lot of the same questions, and that's what Mandan residents want. And time again, top of the chart is more retail and more restaurants. And so really using those statistics to rally around the entrepreneurs and those interested in franchising out into our area so that we give them the confidence that they need to move forward with their plans. And then finally, when it comes to residential growth and becoming a magnet for that, again, I think Mandan does an excellent job of creating a sense of community. And I hear time and time again that Mandan has this neighborliness that Bismarck really kind of has to compete with us on. The parks, I think, in Mandan are wonderful. I hear a lot of excellent news about the playground that they incorporated into the Lakewood edition. So continuing to encourage young families to come, showing them what Mandan has to offer, and really showcasing the families that are successful here right now will help bring people into our community.
Okay, thank you very much.